Hey everybody, how's it going? Like Butter here. Today I got a division video because I want to talk about a specific part of the Dark Zone today. Now the lead designer at Red Storm, Keith Evans, actually hit me up on Twitter last night and he asked me if I tried the new Contamination events that are active in PTS 3 that was inspired by my feedback at Red Storm. So I'm pretty excited for that because basically they took my advice and put it into the game, and I want to see what you guys think about it. So initially, the contaminated events are kind of like the supply drops. They're just an event to do when you're in the Dark Zone. It's just something as a sidebar where if you want to go and get some loot, you can do that. Basically, just an event. And initially, how the event worked was basically you would go underground, you would die extremely fast, and there was 2 heavy cleaners just sitting underground, and you would have to kill them in a certain amount of time. Now, what I wanted to see is I wanted to see the events kind of prolonged a little bit more, a little bit harder to clear, so that there was that chance of other players coming along and fighting for these events. So imagine like you're underground with your team and you're clearing these, you're clearing this, and then all of a sudden another group comes down and you guys have a fight underground, and you have to juggle the fact that your health is, constantly depleting, you have NPCs all around you, and you have to fight this other squad. So what they did is they actually spawned in veterans with the elites. There's not very many. There's only 3 or 4 veterans that spawn with them, but I think it's a lot better than it was before because you don't die as fast. You have a more chance to kind of feel like you're a part of the event. Before, it was like you would sprint underground, you would spam all your abilities, and then you would try to kill the NPC as fast as possible. So I want to get your guys' feedback who have played this. Is it something that you think is a little bit more enjoyable now that there's, a more of a commitment to a certain event? You got to clear all the NPCs, not just run down and face tank the 2 heavy cleaners. But it seemed like it was pretty easy for me to do it solo. But I want to hear what you guys think. Do you guys think it's easy? Because sometimes I see people saying that I only give feedback on how I play the game and that, I'm the 1% and blah, blah, blah. But it seems pretty easy for me. So if I were to give feedback, I would say that they should spawn a couple more veterans or make the bleed a little bit quicker. But I want to hear from you guys first to make sure that that's something that, is something that the community wants. So, yeah, I think it's a lot better for the game now because it's going to give people incentive to kind of push in on the map into certain areas, just like the supply drops. The supply drops did such a good job in the Dark Zone because it made people funnel towards a certain part of the map, and people had to fight off those supply drops, or they had to fight off the NPCs on the supply drops while also having to, juggle the fact that you may get, flanked by another team. So I think that the new contaminated events are really good. Like I said, I want to hear what you guys think. And do you think that there should be more NPCs? Do you think your health should deplete a little bit faster? Because your health does deplete pretty slow now, but I think that was kind of the trade-off that I wanted to see in this game. I wanted to, or for these events, I wanted to see your health go down a little bit slower, but have more stuff to do underground. Because I feel like if you just run underground, pop all, and then kill the 2 heavies really easily, because shooting their packs is really easy, I think what happens is it kind of doesn't really become an event. It just becomes something that people will do just to get gear, which is fine and all, but I really want these events, since they only happen every hour, to at least feel like, you are somewhat a part of something. I mean, you can see here I almost died. It was super close, and it was really, really hectic as well. So I think that these new events are really cool, and I'm happy that they took my feedback at the ETF and took what I said serious. And like I said, I'm just curious if you guys feel the same way. I hope in the future they add more events to the Dark Zone. I think what they should do is eventually have it so that the events kind of alternate. which they do most of the time, where it's like, you know, you got the contamination events, and then in between that time period you have the supply drops, and then eventually I hope they'll add more events down the line so that there's constantly stuff to do. Obviously going around and clearing landmarks is great, and looting gear and all that stuff, and PvP and whatnot, but there also has to be some side objectives for people who go into the Dark Zone just primarily to PvE. Also, for the PvP side, there needs to be things that funnel people into certain parts of the map, and I think that will be a really good thing, a really good way to do that. Also, I don't know how the reward system works on the contaminated events, but I really think there should be chances for exotics. It would make a lot more people interested, and it would make it a lot more attractive for people to go do those events. I know a lot of people kind of lost, the attraction for the supply drops, but then as soon as the Tommy guns started dropping in the supply drops, you saw people going for it again. So maybe if there's a chance, a small chance, even if it's like only like 1-2% or something like that, to get exotics, it would make the events worth doing, which I think will be really, really good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna let the rest of it play out so you guys can see the rest of what the event looks like. I didn't have too much to say today other than I just wanted to let you guys know that these events have changed. So if you tried them when the PTS first came out, maybe you want to give them another shot or something like that, or just see if they've changed for the better or not. And yeah, I'm super excited for 1.6. Like, it's coming along a lot. Week 1 and week 2 of the PTS were super like just not great. Is super unfinished, a lot of bugs, a lot of problems, and you're starting to see like the time to kill and like everything kind of coming together. So I'm pretty happy about that. Hopefully you guys are too. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop the video a like, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.
Proximity threat has been eliminated. Scanning for additional hostiles.